Afrobeat is a genre of music that originated in Nigeria in the 1970s and is characterized by its fusion of traditional African rhythms with elements of jazz, funk and highlife. The process of creating Afrobeat involves several key elements like rhythm, often complex and polyrhythmic, and are influenced by traditional African rhythms.
You know, Afrobeat is different, you know that, and Afrobeat is our thing, African, Nigerian, and we get on. And the element that makes Afrobeat, the shakers, the rim, the conga drum, the CD and the marimba, it makes it different from any other genre you've heard before. We have Afro drills, but you must hear that shaker, that's
I think our biggest claim to any instrument that we're bringing into any form of music is the percussions. Drums, it's the culture of the Africans. You know, way back, if you go back to your village now, the biggest instrument in your village now is the drums. I mean, if you're Igbo, you know that Ogene music is played by a lot of drums and small, whatever. So the drum have become the thing that we are proud of putting into what we call the music. So it's the way we approach it that works. It's everywhere. Every music can play drum, the congas and whatever. But it's the arrangement of it that has made Afrobeat very unique. So you hear it's heavy on the bass drums, the snares and everything. It comes up and it just moves you. And then the simple elements of the chords, the wind sound. So it's the way it's arranged that makes Afrobeat unique.
If you are Igbo, you listen to Osadebe. If you've listened to Osadebe, the Oriental Brothers, if you have listened to their album, you see the things they use, the element they use in their songs. It is what we've modernized.
Afrobeat is everywhere. Everybody's trying to tap into Afrobeat, have some congas, some shakers, and some log drums. Especially the log drums. Right now, if you want to make beat, you don't put log drum, you have problem with artists. And they're like, guy, you have to put those log drums. I need to hear those shakers. It's just like crypto. You know how crypto is? Yeah, that's Afrobeat. Everybody's just trying to tap into Afrobeat. Like my store, I don't get sales from Nigerians. It's white people. Most people that come to my store to check on Afrobeats, it's white people from UK, London, France, India, China. They're all trying to tap into Afrobeats. Man, Afrobeat is the bang. As you can hear the shakers on it. The shakers. The shaker is the most important thing. If you don't have shakers on your beats, it will not have this bounce. You won't be able to hear the log drum because it's a low-end instrument. It's low. So it only plays on big speakers. That's where you feel the vibration. You hear everything shaking.
So let me think of something. Yeah, something like that. So it is the finished work that people see and say, "Oh, this production is dope."
So if you come down to the north, there's the heavy, percussions that come from northern Nigeria. They are the hip-hop or the Afrobeat people from around here get to infuse in their music. If you go down to the west, which is the Yoruba axis, of course, the Yorubas have found a very good use of the talking drum. So that has been put into the music. Most times it's not amplified. If you listen to it very well, it's somewhere at the background. Because when it amplifies, that becomes Fuji music. But then the identity of it is still in this Western music where you can still feel there's an element of it. Almost all the producers down there do that. When you come to the southeast, I mean, a lot of it has to do with the garnishing with the wind instruments. So the Igbos are very particular with flutes. They're very particular with things that you blow into. And so digitally, they can easily manipulate that.
I think the first instrument we Africans started using is the clap. Our hands started from using the hands, You know, listen to Davido, listen to all the songs. You listen to My Woman. You hear this? There is no Afro. In short, you must hear this. My everything. You understand? You know one Ferrari. He said, "Ah, my love, oh, it belongs." You must hear that clap, the clap element in every Afro song, and then we move from there to the conga. You know, I think the conga was made from from an animal skin. You understand? You know, the conga. You understand? And we have the ogene. The ogene, that one, yeah, go, ka, check, go. Listen to all, even listen to this one. The one you must hear that conga and ogene sound in it.
African instruments are used to create complex and dynamic rhythms that are a defining feature of Afrobeat. Instruments like the talking drum, played with sticks and has a pitch that can be varied by squeezing the chords that run along its sides. The djembe, a goblet-shaped drum from West Africa that is played with bare hands. The shakere, a percussion instrument made from a hollowed-out gourd that is covered with a net of beads. The kora, a 21-stringed lute bridge harp used in West Africa. The udu, a Nigerian clay drum, and the xylophone.
Somebody just sat down one day and decided, you know what, can we just change this drum and give it a little bit of vibe? And then the drum just became amapiano. So every time you're listening to amapiano, if they don't take you to that drum thing, you've not listened to the thing yet, it's not hit you yet.
I know when foreigners hear about Africa, they just have a picture, and it is because of what the social media has, you know, what the social media put out there for them to see. You know, they don't see us with one long earring, one stick, you know. But because right now, Afrobeat now has changed the whole thing. Because when you see Africans now, it'll be like, are these Africans?
The roots of Afrobeat can be traced back to the late 1960s when Fela Kuti began experimenting with different musical styles, including highlife, jazz, funk, and traditional African rhythms. He formed his band Africa 70 and began playing a new type of music that he called Afrobeat.
I think it's the biggest thing right now. Like, it's pretty much what the world is pretty much cycling around. I was shocked I heard is it Chinese or a Japanese group that released a song that was pretty much a full Afro, you know, and so you begin to feel the element of Afrobeat in almost every music that comes out right now. You know, the other day I was watching DJ Khaled and P. Diddy in his studio, and they had this Afrobeat thing happening and they were jamming to it. I mean, that is a testament to where Afrobeat is right now. It's pretty much the sound that everybody is running after. I guess it's because of the fact that it's heavy on the percussions and people want to groove. And when it hits you, you know, there's just an impact, something that happens to it. It's evolving, and I think that Nigerians are doing a very, very good job of claiming and holding on to that, you know, claim of producing or creating what's called Afrobeat.
Before you even think of music, you would think of Afro music. You understand? So the way we are going now, if we continue with this pace and speed, bro, the next 5 years, man, Afrobeat is going to touch the surface of the earth. It's even going to reach the moon.
As long as there's life on earth, you know, as long as Nigerians or Africans with their genius minds can reinvent Afrobeat, we'll keep it going. People are coming from the behind who are going to keep this genre going. So, yeah.
Today, Afrobeat continues to evolve and is still popular across the world. Many artists and bands have started to incorporate more electronic elements in the genre, making it more accessible to a wider range of audiences. Afrobeat is a genre that has a strong African identity, heavily influenced by traditional rhythms, and is gaining popularity around the world. And its unique blend of traditional African rhythms, jazz, funk and highlife is resonating with audiences from all backgrounds.
I think that what it has done right now is pull the entire global attention. The music industry is looking towards Africa. And just like they've been able to colobi the black culture in the West, you know, the music executives, they're taking rap and they've turned it into their own. They're making money from it. The rappers just come, drop, and they go. These guys are looking at how they're going to invade Africa and take over Afrobeat or Afro music. I mean, somebody like Burna Boy, I mean, Wizkid, this is Davido. These guys are doing global things, and they all came up because they now started to have affiliations with international music agencies or management. You know, I mean, Burna Boy didn't move an inch until P. Diddy dropped on his album as executive producer. He's winning Grammys everywhere. And that's what they're doing. So there's a gradual incursion into Africa. And they're going to take this thing, they're going to find angles to reinvent it, and they're going to own it if we do not protect it. So we need to begin to curate. You see this thing that you guys are doing? It's excellent, because this is curating and for the future of people understanding where this thing started from. If we do not document this, if we do not put this down and insist on the fact that we created this, down the line we're going to lose it, because there is a focus on Africa right now.
I think Burna is pushing that really hard. Why? Because he's always fusing the native sound. Like, you see Wiz is trying to, he's doing it, but then he's trying to fuse it with R&B, like he's modernizing the Afrobeat in a way. But Burna Boy is giving them, this na Afrobeat, na so it be, na collect them. If you don't like it, don't like it. But Wizkid is trying to make it in a polished R&B kind of way.
It's like producers are really sampling. I mean, young producers from Nigeria, from Africa are busy selling out, you know, instrumentals to people. You know what they do is just cook it and keep, and somebody listens to it and he likes it and he picks it, you know. And so these guys are buying, and these boys are collecting, you know, whatever change they're collecting. The idea is that there is a focus on Afrobeat, and I think that it's going to be here for a long time, because music is I mean, it's forever. I mean, reggae music, it's there. It created reggae, jazz, all of these are genres that, you know, were created, and so the other way that we can also make sure it stays for long is to begin to insist that it is recognized on the platforms where other, you know, are recognized. So, for example, Afrobeat should be a big-time category in the Grammys, in all the other events that recognize music. We need to begin to say it is equally as important as gospel music, important as jazz, important as bluegrass, important as rock, important. It needs to be defined that way. And the only way we can do that is to push for it. Insist that it is recognized. That way, it now is sustained, because every year people now aspire to win in that category. So it keeps it going for a long time. That's the only reason why reggae music, classical, all of these things, they get to stay in the forefront of music, you know, because they are always recognized as a genre that should be. So we need to push for that.